So in this video, we are going to demonstrate how I'm going to make a strategic plan, an action plan, and a tactical plan for an TVET institution that I've chosen, which is Mawego Technical and Vocational Training College. So we are going to start with the strategic plan. We are going to start with the strategic plan. So in this strategic plan, it is for 3 to 5 years for Mawego Technical College, and the focus is to transform Mawego Technical and Vocational College into a regional hub for skills, innovation, and inclusivity. That is the focus here. The focus is to transform Mawego TVC into a regional hub for skills, innovation and inclusivity. Innovation and inclusivity. That is the focus. We have components that you're going to look at. The first component is focus of attention. The focus of attention here, which you've said, it is to transform that's Mawego School into a regional hub for skills, innovation, and inclusivity. The next one is scope. The scope is national and Lake Region Economic Bloc reach. Yeah. Then the line is Board of Governors, Principal, and HODs. Line, Board of Governors, Principal, and HODs. Then we have the personnel level. The personnel level that is involved here is the senior personnel, senior management. Is senior management. Then we have the environment. The environment is a Kenyan TVET framework, CBC, rural innovation, climate adaptation. That is the environment. The Kenyan TVET framework. Kenyan TVET framework. We have CBC, rural innovation. And climate adaptation. Climate adaptation. That is what we have there. Then we have the time frame. The time frame, I would say it's between 3 to 5 years. That is the time frame for the strategic plan. So the strategic goal for this strategic plan is to become a model institution in sustainable, inclusive, and industry-driven technical training by 2030. Yeah. So we're going to look at the strategic objectives. The strategic objectives are, the first one is to modernize 70% of workshops and training labs with green technology by 2028. That is the first strategic objective. The next strategic objective is to increase female enrollment in STEM courses by 40% over 5 years, to establish artisan innovation hubs for agri-tech, carpentry, and solar energy in Homa Bay and surrounding counties. And the last one is to strengthen employability partnerships with 15 industry players in Western Kenya. So next, we're going to look at tactical plan. Strategic plan was the first one. So the second one is tactical plan. So in this tactical plan, the focus is on operationalizing the strategic plan the strategic goals that we have from the strategic plan, which are infrastructure, training, and partnership. So we have the same components that we had in the strategic plan that you're going to have here, and they include the focus of attention, the scope, the level, the personnel level, and the environment. So we are going to start with the focus of attention. Focus of attention. The focus of attention here is operationalizing strategic goals. Yeah. Operationalizing the strategic goals. And these goals include infrastructure, training. They include infrastructure, training, and partnerships. The next one is scope. Scope. The next component that you're going to talk about is scope. So scope, it is a collegeoid with departments-led focus. Scope, majorly we are going to look at the Mawego College. Collegeoid, college-wide with departmental focus. So the next one we are going to look at is a line. So the line is involves the HODs. The line here, we are going to look at people like the department heads, the project leads, and admin officers. So HODs, project managers, and admin officers, administration officers. Then next we are going to look at the personnel level. Personnel level. So here at the personnel level, we are going to it involves the mid-level personnel, like the mid-level managers and people who are going to implement. Yeah. Mid-level managers, and implementers. implementers. Then next, you're going to look at the environment. So the environment here, ensuring that it meets the local community needs, institutional, you look at the institutional capabilities, whether we have donor or funding, the donor funding dynamics that are involved. So we ensure that we meet the local community needs, local community needs. We also look at the institutional capabilities, whatever the institution is able to do, institutional capabilities. And donor stroke funding dynamics. The next one you're going to look is the time frame. And the time frame, because it is a tactical plan, it's going to take between 1 to 2 years. Time frame is 1 to 2 years. So we have the tactical goal for this one, and the tactical goal is to renovate 3 core practical training units with solar powered tools and eco-efficient equipment by 2026. So by next year, we need to have renovated 3 core practical training units with solar powered tools and eco-efficient equipment by 2026. That is the tactical goal. So we have tactical activities that include, the first one is map and access existing workshop facilities. The second one is secure grant funding from agencies like GIZ, like USAID or Ministry of Education. We have another one is procure green certified equipment, which involves solar wedding sets, LED lightings. And then the next one is train instructors on green lab practices. Yeah, that is it all about the tactical plan. So the next one you're going to talk about is the action plan, which is weekly, has weekly or monthly tasks. So we are going to talk about the action plan. It is the third one, the action plan. So the action plan, our focus here is majorly the daily implementation and tracking of all these things that we talked about in the strategic plan and in the tactical plan. So the daily implementation. So I've chosen one activity from the tactical plan that we had, which involves solar power integration in electrical workshop. So we have the task. The task is audit electrical lab systems. That is the first task that we have. Then we are going to look at the person who is responsible, and the person responsible for this will be the engineering head. The head of engineering department in the institution will be in charge of this one. Then the resources that we need for this one, they include things like power tools and audit tools to be able to make this one a success. Then the timeline that you can give for this one is something around 1 week. And then the output, we're going to require the audit report. Then we have another task which involves sourcing the power solar kits, like we're trying to find where we can get them. Then this person that can be involved in this one can be the procurement officer for Mawego College. And then the resources that we require, the first one is a supplier list and a budget to make the sourcing easy. Then the timeline we require, it's going to be done in the second week of the planning. Then output that is required is the delivery of the kits. So the task was sourcing for the solar kits, and the delivery, which we're doing in the week 2, is ensuring that the delivery of the kits is a success. Then the next task that we have is installing and test systems. Yeah, so here we're going to work with the tech officers and trainees, the trainees at the Mawego Technical College. So the resources that we require here are things like the solar kits and the manuals. This one we are going to do it in week 3. Then the output that we make sure that we achieve at the end of this week is functional solar power. Like the solar power system is already set up. That is the output. Then the next one is training of instructors. So the person who is going to be in charge of this, or the personnel, is the consultants and the ICT department at the Mawego Technical College. And then the resources that you're going to require for this one include things like the training room where we will do the facilitation, and then the handbooks that we require for the facilitation of the training. And then this one we're going to do it in week 4. The output is we need to have trained at least 5 trainers to help us with this. So in this action plan, majorly it is done monthly or weekly, which makes it monthly. So our focus here is to ensure that daily there's something that we are implementing. And in this one, I chose a tactical plan that we had, a tactical objective that we had in the tactical plan, which involved solar power integration and in electrical workshop. And the tasks that we had here are auditing electrical lab systems, solar power installation kits, installing the solar power, and then training instructors. So we have to make sure that we do this at the end of the month so that the outputs that you're going to give are a success. And that is how I've come up with the strategic plan, the tactical plan, and the action plan for Mawego Technical College. Thank you.